Welcome to 2020. Hello, artists. How are you doing today in the fantastic Capricorn season that we're having right now? I just wanted to come on here and show you a little bit of what's going on in my home studio. While it's not perfect, I thought you guys deserve kind of an updated tour. Now, last time I took you through and it was like a play-by-play. I showed you everything. I don't really want to do that now. I mean, you know what I have for the most part, but I thought I'd, give you kind of an updated tour and what I had done with my supplies and tried to organize them best as I could. Now, granted, there are a lot of things that aren't really quite organized the way I want them to be, but being the perfectionist Virgo that I am, I'm trying to use this New Year's and this new decade as a means of kind of letting go of procrastination via trying to do things in perfection, if that makes sense. Where I'm like, well, it's just not how I want it to be, so I don't want to film it right now. I'm trying to let that go and be like, just turn on the camera, Jane. You'll do more videos that way. You'll be more happy that way because you'll bring more content that way. So here I am, 2020, new year, new decade. I've got my tea. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please like it, blah, 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 all that good stuff so it doesn't get lost in the abyss of YouTube. So let's go ahead and continue, and I'll give you a little bit of a tour of what I've got going on down here and how I film. So here's an overview of the work area. We've got, the Rascog carts with the paint and everything. We've got Frida on the wall. We've got Alex, the drawers, and then we have kind of this disheveled area of, stuff. Let's just we'll put it that way, stuff. We'll get back to it. And then this is my sketching table, and I use my light tracer on here and just general drawing, etc., etc. We've got another Rascog cart and some books and some shellac and finishing sprays and things like that. We come over here and don't look at my laundry. And we've got kind of the paper cabinet, if you will. And I did have it very well organized into different sections, but as it happens, sometimes I get a little sloppy and just shove it back in there. And it seems that my light is a little confused as to what to do right now, so I apologize for that. We've got the desk where I film, and generally I just have some stuff on here, whatever I'm working on and whatever I'm supposed to be working on it. So that is the general working area. Now let's get into the specifics. Okay, you remember this from the past videos where I had all of my colored pencils, etc., all that good stuff. Well, the colored pencils have all been kind of put into their own little areas, and now I have basically, we've got Prismacolor markers, we've got Copics, we got just different brush markers, etc. I need to stop saying etc., and I need to just slow down for a second because I'm talking too much. Some nice Artisa products that I have yet to go through, and I think we're just going to have a big old swatch party. Most of this I bought myself. In fact, everything that we're looking at right here, I did buy myself. Oh yeah, we got a big old cart full of paint here. As you can see, these beautiful neon colors that I'm just in love with. So yeah, they're not exactly organized, but there's really, other than, what do you do? What do you do to organize your acrylic paints? I don't know what to do. I slap them on this cart. They do have kind of a little bit of a ordered chaos to them, but I do keep the oil paints separate from the acrylics so I don't get them mixed up, and because that would be horrible. And of course we've got all these nice, well, I don't know if I'd call them nice, but they're paint brushes. I'm pretty hard on paint brushes. And then these I got on clearance, so very, very nice. And then we got, my visitation painting. And then we've got Alice here, and we've got the lovely apothecary jar full of watercolors. We've got Frida. I found this on Ulta, and I was like, I know that this is a makeup bag, but I really would like to have it for pens and pencils, hence it's Frida Kahlo. And it's funny because I got this as also a Christmas gift for my friend Julie, and then we actually exchanged gifts last night. She gave me the Saint Frida candle, and then I gave her one of these, and so I thought, oh my gosh, that's so funny. We're on the same page. Okay, here we go. So this is not as pretty as I'd like it for it to be. I'm also not very good at constructing things that include fiberboard, because fiberboard sucks. But they're nice. They're nice drawers, you know, I can't complain. They do have an elegance to them. And, you know, we got your Herbin acrylic gouache and some extra stuff. This is kind of the Mod Podge drawer. It wasn't really supposed to be that way, but it's supposed to be like every drawer would have its own medium, but it hasn't worked out that way. So this is the watercolor drawer, one of the watercolor drawers. I just, you know, all of my watercolors were kind of scattered and on different carts, and I just thought it would just be nice to have all of my watercolors and gouache in the same place. You've got your Jane Davenports here. I've got some new water brushes, Daniel Smith, some M-Gram gouache, which is awesome, some Herbin, of course, very first YouTube video ever. We got another watercolor and gouache drawer. I got these fancy, beautiful Mission Gold watercolors for Christmas. I do already have these, but I basically use my Amazon wish list to ask for the 15 milliliter bottles, or tubes, I should say. It's pretty, isn't it? Okay. We got it. This is actually kind of a nice little organization system here with the pastels. I do actually have one drawer full of one medium. So that's kind of nice. Got your Jane Davenports. These are chalk pastels and soft pastels and oil pastels. So they're all nice and put away in one drawer. So, oh, and yes, these are finger cuts. A lot of people joke around, they look like condoms, little condoms. I don't know, condoms for dogs maybe, but or some very unfortunate soul. Okay, then we got the Dr. P.H. Martins down here. All 4 sets. That's a good time, you know. And I'm trying not to give you a total play-by-play with everything, but I always like the idea of having this organization system. Basically, finally having one of these in my possession. I might get another one, but I'm lazy and I don't feel like putting another one of these together. These are nice. These are the Boon Stash organizers. I really like these, and so they're about 20 bucks, I think, on Amazon. They might still have them on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description box below. But we got, you know, your graphite and your blending stumps, willow charcoal. We got some water-soluble graphite too. This is fountain pen ink, and I'm not really sure. It doesn't really have one specific theme. I wanted it to be all ink, but as it happens, I have a lot of random stuff, so that's kind of mostly ink. We got the fancy big brush artist pens. I love those things. So I also have on my desk some prints that I bought at a print bazaar in St. Louis called the Cherokee Street Print Bazaar, and I really like to support other artists. So I really fell in love with this piece right here, and I put these all in one spot so that I can hang them up on the wall at some point in time, right here and over there, and it'll be fun. These are all of my colored pencils that I basically use the most. I would take them out. We'll show them in another video though. I know it's Polychromos, Prismacolor. Yes, I use Prismacolor now. Herbin, and I believe that's Albert Dürer and a few other brands. You know, we got some Arteza stuff, some extra stuff, and then we've got the color charts that I kind of have to go through and organize a little bit better. This is an airbrush kit that I have never, ever tried. So that is a goal of mine for this year, this decade, is to actually get into airbrushing. I know it's kind of more of a novel thing now, more than anything else, because we have Photoshop and things like that, but I love airbrushed artwork, especially from the 80s, so I would really like to actually dive into that and maybe use it as underpaintings or whatever. And then these are some of the tins for some of those up there, but also there are some watercolor pencils in here. I think Derwent and Inktense, and we've got the Inktense blocks down here and some Color Soft. So there is actually some stuff in these. And then we have this, the Color Pencil Blender Painting Kit, which I plan to use, and I'm really excited for that because I bought this a while ago. I got sidetracked and I forgot about it, and then whenever I found it, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to do a review on these. Then I've got some custom watercolor palettes, you know, all that good stuff. Down here I have some coloring books. I really don't color that much, but I do appreciate some of the artwork that goes into this kind of thing. This is a really cool one. It's called the Full Metal Coloring Book. The artist, I don't recollect his name, but man, he has got some awesome artwork. The David Bowie Alien down there, some fashion ones. I think, yeah, this one's really fun. The Vogue coloring book. But I don't have a whole lot of them. I kind of got this weird little quirk that's a Virgo thing where it's like, well, what if I color it and I don't like it? Then I don't know. So right here is the last Ragcog, wow, okay. Hello. Ragskog cart, no, yeah, whatever. It's an IKEA cart. Anyways, it's got a lot of ink on here. I found this acrylic stand here at an estate sale for, I think, $1 or something like that. It was really awesome. So, because acrylic stuff is not cheap on its own, just by retail standards. So we got, you know, a little bit of acrylic ink. We got some Sumi ink, and I've got these field notes. But I really liked the idea of having all of my ink in one place, all my ink bottles. I recently did a piece with this, which is the beautiful Emerald de Chivor. Chivor? I don't know. I'm not French. So, some pen cleaner from our local art supply store. And just some extra stuff down here. This is extra ink here. And because I don't have a second acrylic stand, so whatever. And then there's a hairdryer down here for those times whenever you use your heat for your watercolors and ink and stuff. So yay. We've got some fancy books here on the shelf. I would like to bring some of my art books down, not all of them, but for what I'm using right now and what I want to read up on right now is right here. Just kind of want to study some of these mediums a little bit more, and I'm always up for a good art book. And then we've got some reference books up here too. Like I said before, there's all the workable fixative and the gloss finishes, the varnishes, spray-on varnishes. We've got those fancy color charts that I've used, and I have a video on those and how I make those and what I have. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to make them anymore. I don't know. And it is useful, but I don't know if I'm into it anymore. Nice little note from the Art and Fly team, which I have a full review of their alcohol markers and watercolors coming. I've got another sketch that I'm going to be filling in and rendering for you guys. So I've got this awesome Midori day length schedule. I've got a workbook for this year, so I'm held accountable for more content. And that's about it, guys. I mean, what you see is what you get, and I hope that you enjoyed this. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I know it's not nearly as thorough and exciting as maybe the first studio tour when I had some of my stuff upstairs and some of my stuff downstairs here, but it's definitely nice to have something all nice and condensed into one spot so that I'm not kind of going upstairs and downstairs. I did not show you my drying rack or my canvases because it's so unorganized and not a good area right now. So maybe in a future video you'll be able to see that. I was happy enough to find it, and then it's really bulky though, but I really do like having it. You don't want to see that. It's a hot mess right now. So even though this is kind of a hot mess over here too, what would you like to see this year? Please let me know. Do you want to see more vlogs? Do you want to see actual tutorials? If you want more thorough, actual full classes, I could probably do something for Skillshare and then have you guys go there. Or if you would like to just see some demos, or what would you like to see? Just let me know in the comment section below. I'll continue to do reviews, and I know you like that sort of thing. There's going to be a lot more of me just kind of doing my thing, and if you want to see live streams, let me know. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful, happy January and you had a safe New Year's. So I will see you next time, guys. See you later. Keep creating. So I got walnut oil. What am I thinking? Walnut ink. I'm using Country Peach Passion today, although I got this awesome flowering teapot, which I will actually bring into a video at some point and kind of give you a little bit of a sensory time-lapse type of thing. It might be kind of fun. So what am I even doing here? Why? That's disgusting. And the funny thing is I typically don't use a lot of linseed oil whenever I do oil paint, so I'm not sure. God, that's disgusting. I'm gross. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, you and me.